Well, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining this morning or afternoon if you're on the East Coast like me. I'm Christy Lapidus, and we can flip to the next slide and I can give you an overview of what the agenda looks like. So first we'll do a round of introductions and talk a little bit about the conference background and then the purpose of what we're doing here today, and then cover any logistics, and then of course any questions that you might have in order to make your session successful. So I am Christy Lapidus. I am the co-chair of ODN 2019. I am also a recent graduate of the MSOD Pepperdine program. Thank you.
Yay, yay, congratulations.
Thank you. Very exciting. It was a wonderful program. I'm also a business and technology management consultant, and my clients are mostly all in the US, and I live in Asheville, North Carolina.
All right, I am Jill Tishy. I'm your event planner. So a lot of you have probably received quite a few emails from me. So I'm here to handle all of your logistical questions, on-site questions, really anything you need. I am based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Hi, I'm Jessica Truler. I work with OD Network as well. My involvement in the conference is related to the CE credit. So I apply for all the CEs that we want to provide at the conference, and I am based out of Minneapolis as well.
Both Jill and Jessica are doing an amazing job. We're very grateful for their help. So now we'd like to go around the room and have each of you briefly share a little bit about yourself. So if you can say your name, the locale you're joining from today, if you're an OD member, and what most excites you about your ODN 2019 session. And Chris Lee, you're at the top of the list, so may I call on you to start?
Absolutely. Hi, everybody. I'm actually going to go in gallery view here so I can see more people. Good morning, good afternoon. So my name is Chris Lee, and I've been a long time member of the OD Network. I've done a lot of different roles. Currently, my role with the network is the program manager for the Welcome Group, and I think all of you have some sense of the Welcome Group, and it's been a really wonderful program and experience for me in running that. So I'm actually having a very small reunion at the conference with the folks that have been in the Welcome Group so far. So I live and work in Sacramento, California. I've got my own consulting practice. Did you have a question, Christy, or a comment?
No, I just heard some noise. So maybe if you're not talking, if you could just go on mute.
Yeah, thank you. So I live and work in Sacramento, California, and I'm just I haven't been to an OD conference for a couple of years, and I'm really excited this time. One, because it's going to be in Las Vegas. I can't lie. I'm very excited to be in Las Vegas. And I just think that the leadership and the programming for the conference has been superb this year, and I just have really high expectations. So thank you, Christy, and everybody that's been making this happen.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words, and congratulations. And so we have a 310 number on the line.
Yes, that's me, Christy. This is Jason.
Oh, hi, Jason. Okay, so Jason is our conference co-chair. Welcome, Jason.
Good morning, everyone. Just to quickly introduce myself, my name is Jason Stupors. I'm the conference co-chair with Christy Lapidus. I'm also a graduate of the Pepperdine MSOD program in 2014, and I am the associate director of alumni engagement at the business school at Pepperdine University, and I will be the 2020 chair for the conference in 2020.
Yay. Wonderful. Thank you, Jason. Glad to have you with us today. And may I call on Steve Siegel to go next? We can't hear you.
Oh, I don't know why. It says I'm talking. I apologize.
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Is it working now?
Yeah.
Great. All right. I'm Steve Siegel in Los Angeles, California, doing some work with culture and liberating structures. And that's working with human systems and culture and organizations. I'm looking forward to seeing Alison and Tim again, because I was certified a while ago to assess culture, and now I'm really playing with culture. So I look forward to re-engaging with the two of you. Good to meet everyone.
Wonderful. Thank you. Congratulations. Lee Helgen, would you like to introduce yourself? Oh, yeah, I'm mute.
I'm Lee Helgen. I'm the executive director with the OD Network. My job is to be the cheerleader to make sure you guys all have fun and do whatever Jill and Jessica tell me to do. Christy's doing a great job. I want to say that I'm also a former St. Paul City Council member. So when our friends here say that our office is in Minneapolis, I feel this strong urge to correct them and say we're actually in St. Paul, which is not just a suburb of Minneapolis, but it's the capital of the great state of Minnesota. So that'll be my comment for today.
Thank you for that clarification. Thank you, Lee. We really appreciate all of your help and support on the conference as well. And Glen, Earl, I invite you to go.
Yes. Hello, my name is Glen Earl. I'm calling from Dallas, Texas. I'm an OD member, have been for a long time. I currently am on the Board of Trustees. This is my second year. And also, I'm the co-chair with Linda Denton with Professional Development Committee. She does great, and I kind of pick up little pieces, or I do my little part, but she's great. And I'm excited about going, being a presenter. One of the things I'm most excited about is it was one of the best I went last year, it was one of the best conferences I've ever been to professionally. It was just so fun to talk with OD geeks, for like 4 days straight. I just love that. That was exciting for me. Meeting lots of people that I've seen but haven't personally met. I'm looking forward to making new friends and getting reacquainted with old friends. And just a side note, while I personally don't like Las Vegas, my son and his family, 3 of my grandchildren live there. So I'm real excited. I'm going out a few days early and spend a long weekend with them before the conference starts. So I'm real excited.
Well, that'll be nice. Thank you so much, Glenn, and thank you for all of your work that you're doing on ODN, and congrats on presenting. Susan Zitnick.
Yeah, hi, I'm Susan Zitnick, Kunzler. I'm a professional business coach. I am a member of OD, and I also was part of the welcome group with Chris. So hello, Chris. I'm super excited about organizational development in general. It took me a long time to figure out that it had a name, and it's a relatively new area of study under the big umbrella, I think. It's being recognized. One of the things that I'm excited about in my presentation is the element of trust in an organizational setting and how to build that. I'm absolutely passionate that small tweaks can make huge impacts. And so I'm just excited about that. And I feel like I'm in the right group because you keep talking about playing around with, culture and with different things. And I'm like, yay, that's definitely a learning aspect of, playing is a powerful learning tool. So I'm loving that. So I'm excited about it. And I'm like you, I don't like Vegas either. It's way too hot and I don't gamble. So but I'm looking forward to the conference. Thank you.
Well, wonderful. Well, we do have a nice pool there, so you might be able to enjoy that at the hotel. Thank you and congratulations. Alison Johns.
Hi, I'm Alison Johns with Human Synergistics. We're a sponsor of ODN Chicago. Looking forward to sharing more. Well, first of all, seeing Steve. I was glad to see your face on this meeting as well. So we'll look forward to collaborating with you again in October. But also just sharing more with other fellow culture geeks about culture and the experience, and really getting into the difference between culture and climate and your part in it as part of the organization. So I will actually suggest handing it over to my colleague Tim Coupler so we can join in on our co-presentation.
Sounds great. Tim? You are on mute. There we go.
Okay. So I'll just add that we're excited about also exhibiting for the first time in a number of years, and delivering this experience to the national group because we've delivered it to 4 different regions or chapters up to this point. And hello, Steve.
Wonderful. Thank you both. And Sherry Torres.
Hi, Christy. Thanks.
Hi.
I am also in Asheville, North Carolina. And I do work with, I'm not a member of ODN. This will be my very first meeting. I'm looking forward to that. And looking forward to sharing conversations worth having with everyone there. And also very excited about hearing from others about how they are working with organizations around agility and complexity. Because that is the world we are facing and going more deeply into. So I'm just eager to soak all of that up.
Wonderful. Thanks so much, Sherry. Linda Hoops.
Okay, let me get my video going here. All right. Hi, I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and let's see, I think I'm an OD member. If I'm not, I intend to be, and I'll make sure that that happens. And let's see, I'm excited about a couple of things. One is that I've been studying resilience for 20 some odd years. And so it's a topic that's really close to my heart. And so I'm really looking forward to learning everything that I can about what other people are doing in this area and connecting with other people who are interested in the topic. My company, Resilience Alliance, is going to be an exhibitor there as well, and that'll be fun too. But what I'm most excited about is that I've been really wanting to do a TED-style talk. And so I'm getting the chance to try that format out at the conference, and I'm really looking forward to that.
That's really exciting. Wonderful. Thank you, Linda. Clara Lee.
Hi, everyone. I am a manager at Deloitte in the human capital practice, and along with a senior manager I'm working with, Robin Wiseman, who is an OD network member, I might add, I'm not. We will be presenting on Reporting Academy, which is a new offering that we're creating to focus on the human side of data literacy and bringing insights to life. So we're both really looking forward to participating and meeting you all.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Well, congratulations to you all on being selected to present at ODN 2019. We have a little bit to share on the next slide about, so waiting for it to turn, the background on the conference. You all probably have a very intimate understanding of this, given that you've most likely been working on your presentations for most of this year. But just a quick summary. The theme is agility and resilience, navigating complexity and transformation. And we came up with this theme by surveying our community and also just scanning the environment and taking a look around and seeing what was happening. And obviously the world we're living in is undergoing rapid transformation. And so organizations and leaders of organizations have several choices in how they plan and, and deliver faster, innovate more continuously, and change more frequently. And so we felt that this theme would be able to be applied in a multitude of different areas and would bring in experts such as yourselves who could help us really dig into the depths of this material. So on to the next slide.
Great. So a majority of you may have looked at the schedule, but so our pre-conference and our welcome reception, we're starting on Thursday the 17th. And then Friday morning, our main conference will start and we'll go all the way till Sunday, till about 11:30. And we are at the West End, which is right off of the Strip. From the looks of it, it's a beautiful hotel, so I'm very excited about it.
In terms of the audience, so most of our attendees are at the director or manager level or above, because the next level is CEOs and presidents. So you're speaking with a pretty high level conference. And also we have a lot of new students and emerging practitioners who will be in attendance. We have also a lot of people, most of the people have over 15 years of experience. And the majority of our attendees are external practitioners. And so this information was also in our original speaker info session. You may have seen it before, but it's a good reminder as you finalize your presentations. And one caution, just as a reminder, that not to include any, sales pitches as you're up there presenting. And in terms of the format, so as we spoke with our community this year and did some community roundtables, which Sherry actually helped us with, we found that the community wants to learn experientially. Go figure, a bunch of OD people want to learn experientially, and to be able to have dialogue while they're learning. And very importantly, they want to be able to find meaning in their experiences as they're participating in the conference. So far, we have about 150 attendees registered. So we have 153. Our goal for this time was, at this point, is 150. So we're making good progress on that. And the more that you can share this with your networks, the better. And Jill will share a little bit more later about how you can do that so that we can reach our goal of 300 to 350 attendees. And that's all I have there for that slide.
Yeah. Taking a minute to decide if it wants to go to the next slide or not.
Christy.
Yes.
Christy, I just wanted to share, in the welcome group, we just had a welcome group session this past Saturday, and we'll have one more before the conference, and definitely encouraging people to come. And so I think there are quite a few people that I know want to come but haven't registered yet. So anyway, I'm promoting it through the welcome group sessions.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. And important for them to keep in mind that the early bird registration ends on September 16th. So if they want to get that early bird pricing, we should do that. And it looks like we have a chat. We have a question. What is the average number of attendees in each workshop? What would you say, Jill and Lee?
I think it depends. The room can fit, or the breakout rooms at least can fit 70 plus, a couple more. So I think we've ranged from 50 to 70.
That sounds right. Last year we had some smaller rooms, so we went to larger rooms this year.
Yes, and so as you can see on the screen, for those that are, oh, there's another question. Do we want to?
Is there an alternate hotel to recommend to people? I think the room block was pretty much full.
So we, we have a new deal with the hotel that we are going to be adding rooms as it looks to be full every day. So they'll keep track of it. So we shouldn't run out of rooms. If you do come up with that issue, give me a call or send me an email and I can take care of it for you. All right, so you're looking at the screen here. So there are 3 smaller breakout rooms that we'll be using for concurrent sessions. So Acacia A and B will actually be 1, Palo Verde A is 2, and then Palo Verde B is 3. So I mentioned those fit about 70, and then we can add chairs if need be. If we have more people and the room is looking a little crowded, we can add some theater seating as well. The general session is the entire Acacia meeting room, A through D. So we'll be pulling air walls in between sessions, but that will hopefully get to our 350, but it can definitely accommodate over that. So expect a wider set, and then we'll be breaking air walls for the concurrent sessions. And then you'll see in the bottom right corner is where our poster sessions will be on Friday night at the welcome reception. And to the right of that is the exhibit hall in the Casarina Ballroom. Any questions on the layout?
Where will the awards take place, Jill?
Yes, so the awards, I should have put this on there. Maybe I'll put it on the presentation slides before I send. They'll be upstairs in a different ballroom called Cypress, which will be right next to the hotel bar as well.
Where will the exhibits be?
In Casarina, in the bottom right-hand corner. Any other questions? All right, so what we will provide you at the conference, you'll get a podium and a mic. We sent out a couple emails. Additional AV requests need to be to us by September 20th. That's the cutoff if you need a handheld versus a lav, or if you have any other AV questions. We'll be providing a projector and a screen for PowerPoint presentations. They will have audio. We'll provide a PC laptop, but if you have your own computer, you're more than welcome to bring it. Just make sure that you bring all of the adapters, especially if you plan to bring a Mac. You'll need to bring all the adapters necessary for that as well. A moderator will be in the room to introduce you and assist with any room needs, if it's too hot, too cold, any technical difficulties. They'll be there to communicate with me during and or after your presentation. So what you will need to bring, we recommend bringing a backup USB with your presentation, just if you have any last minute edits. Sometimes we don't have the time in between to adjust that, so I would recommend bringing it as a backup. And then again, if you have your own computer, you're more than welcome to bring it. You'll just need to bring adapters. You will need to bring a clicker as well if you would like one. And then any printed handouts or materials. We won't be able to print any handouts on site or prior. So anything printed, you'll need to provide as well. Any questions?
I did just field a question from Chris Lee on the chat. She asked if people sign up for sessions or if they just arrive, and the answer is that they just arrive.
Correct. Except pre-conference. People will sign up for pre-conference.
And
true.
An add-on question to that, Christy. What's a kind of, I'll say, a typical behavior? Do people come into a session and stay, or do they come in and then kind of shop around for something else? What should we expect? Because I'm co-presenting with John Terrain, and I just want to give him a sense of, once we get a group of people, does it stabilize, or are they in movement?
I would say if they're engaged in, small groups or experiential learning, that they're more likely to stay. And I think from what I've seen in relative to other conferences, people do stay usually more so than they shop around. But having that participation is part of, I think, why they do.
Thank you. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Siegel, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be hopefully using some large paper sheets almost to just almost like graphic facilitation of the small groups. Will there be walls where I can bring paper, put it up if I bring the materials, or will there not be walls where I can put things on?
Yes, there will be walls, and I will add this on here afterwards. We'll also have an easel pad in each room, just one.
Great. Yeah.
So if you require more than one, you'll need to provide. We'll only provide one in each room.
Excellent. And I'm thinking of larger paper that I can just tape to a wall if it's a hard surface. Any idea if that's possible? Or?
Yeah, yep, you'll be able to hang on walls.
Beautiful. Okay, thanks.
I did that last year, and I brought some kitchen tape with me, the blue kind, just in case. And it was helpful to have that.
Exactly. I've already got it.
Okay, good. Chris, did you have your hand up?
I did. Yeah, this is a follow up to Steve's question. So I think John Terrain maybe requested already some additional chart pad paper, because we're basically breaking them into 7 groups, and each group will have to have a chart pad paper, not necessarily an easel if there's wall space for seven small groups. So is that a special request, or do we have to arrive with chart pad paper of our own? How do we handle that particular part of our design?
So we will be providing 1 pad of chart paper along with the easel. So anything additional to the 1 pad, you will need to provide.
Okay. I guess there's wall space enough for us to take that 1 pad of paper and divide it into seven sections in the room?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, that works.
And we do have backup chart paper as well, right?
Right.
So there'll be 1 easel, but if we'll make sure that there's enough paper before each session in each room, right?
Okay. That's the main thing. Thank you.
And Susan, you had a question. So bring 70 handouts. You're thinking, are you planning on having handouts?
I do have some. Some of our activities are a little bit of game play. So I want to make sure I'm bringing enough for everybody. So I'm doing a pre-conference session. So I know that there's a social day, and I'm having a little bit of difficulty gauging the number of items to bring.
So Susan, I can provide with you or for you in a couple weeks, or whenever you need me to. I can pull a list of how many people are signed up for the pre-conference, if that is helpful.
That would be extremely helpful. I've got 2 of the activities. I'm doing 3, so the 2 activities I just can scale up or down depending. The 3rd one, I do need to have some kind of numbers, because it'll look very different if it's 12 people versus 50.
Okay. Yep. I can pull that number for you.
Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? All right, so just a few remaining deadlines. You will receive an email in the next couple weeks with these final details. Registration is due the 3rd, so next week. I suggest registering early. If you haven't received your promo code from me, it was in Anna Buin. It was in the initial speaker confirmation email, but if you can't locate it, just send me an email and I can provide it for you. Early bird deadline, Christy mentioned before, is the 16th for anybody that you are recommending. The larger one I mentioned before, any additional AV requests or any changes to your topic or description and final presentations are due the 21st. So if you need the template, it's also in that original email, or it's on the speaker resource link on the website, which I can provide in this PowerPoint before I send it as well. And then hotel deadline is the 24th. Again, if you have any issues with them saying the block is full, just send me an email. One thing I do want to mention is that the hotel knows about the block if you call within business hours. If you call outside of business hours, it's a different system that they're working with. So you may get some trouble if you call outside of business hours. Any questions? All right. So Christy mentioned before some ways that you can promote the conference on your own or to your network. There is an image in here, also in your confirmation email, that you can post on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, that you're speaking at the conference. If you go on the social media toolkit, it will provide any links that you'll need. And if you need help posting or don't know how to post, it walks you through directions on that as well. Questions? All right, so lastly, if any of you guys had any continuing education credit questions, Jessica is here to answer any of those.
And just so you know, we will be applying for SHRM and ICF credits.
This is Glen, Jessica. So is that going to be blanket across the whole conference, or would each individual session gets credit for an individual session? How does that work?
For SHRM, it's a little easy because we're a provider, so we just kind of get the conference itself approved for. ICF, it will be individual sessions. It'll be most of them. It won't be poster sessions. Those are a little bit more difficult, but any ones that we were able to designate a certain way, we'll be applying for those.
Good,
getting
thank
those
you.
approved. Susan?
Yeah, are there additional requirements that would help us facilitate the ability for attendees to get credit? I mean, do we need to provide curriculum materials to you ahead of time or anything like that?
I believe I have most of the materials. If I have let Jill know if we're missing anything from anyone. I think there's a few bios that we're missing, or the curriculum, anything like that is very helpful. Both of these groups have been very kind of one of my easier credits to obtain. So I'm not too concerned. I think we're pretty good so far. But if you hear from me, that's usually because we're missing something.
So we have a question on the chat. Is there a slide template? Yes. Jill, you said that it was included in the original email?
Yep. And then in this presentation, I'll include the speaker resource link, which will hopefully answer any other questions you have. All right, any remaining questions, lingering questions that you guys have?
Yes, I have one. I always have the most questions wherever I go. So in terms of the materials and the deadline for speaker materials of September 21st, I think you said. So is that just what you need to understand what we're presenting? Does that include, like, if, for example, if we made a participant guide out of the slide deck that we added some additional details to, do you need all types of materials or just the main presentation materials?
So both would be helpful to give you guys a little background on why we need these so early. So we do put both the presentation and the handout in a document library on the app so that people during your session can pull them up if need be. and then can have access to them. And then the actual presentation, I will need beforehand so I can load them onto the computers on site so that it's there for you. And obviously, if you have updates afterwards that are critical, you can send them my way and I can replace them the best I can. If it's within a week of the conference, I would recommend bringing a USB, just because things get a little chaotic and I don't want things to get lost. So that's kind of a little background on what we need and why we need them.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a request for confirmation of when that packet of materials is due for the slides and handouts.
The 21st of September.
And Allison, did you have a?
I did. I was just wondering, going back to the map of where everything is, I noticed that the exhibits are kind of far away from everyone. Is there, is lunch served to drive more traffic there, or how does that work?
So the welcome reception will be in that ballroom.
Okay.
And then registration will be over there, and any networking breaks will be over there as well.
Okay, great. Just wanted to confirm that
Yep.
there will be traffic there. So thank you.
Good question. Sherry has a question. We have a video in our presentation and the video would need to be loaded. Okay. Yeah, it's fine if you want to use your own laptop, and if it's, just make sure you'll bring any adapters that you might need. I think if you have a PC, you should be fine.
And just the word of caution on that is, if you can get in to test that and find the tech support people, please do that, because video embedding is inevitably a tricky thing. So just try to make sure you're there early and find one of the tech folks, let us know so they can help test that.
Yep, that's what I was going to say. We recommend at least 10, preferably 15 minutes before your session.
May I ask another question, please? And I'm not sure who to direct this to. I understand that there's no pitches during the presentation, and that's perfectly okay. Is there a table to put business cards out, or is that kind of frowned upon, or how? Can you give me some parameters?
I guess I'll try and field that. We don't really have a table for business cards. We do sell space at the exhibit hall area. I think we're all filled up for this year. I think because you're speaking at a conference, that in itself is building your brand. But we don't necessarily want it to be sales pitchy. I hope that helps to clarify.
Yeah, it does. I just wasn't sure. I didn't want to inadvertently violate any kind of protocol, in that situation. So.
Yeah, I think you should be fine. I think if you just keep it within your session, I think you can leave your business cards in there for anyone at your session. I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah, that's a good point for sure.